I love it.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome into the huddle. Found us again. The Gap, the rabbit hole fantasy football focus show spans the generation gap of the 20s, 30s, and 40s. I am your MC, Brian Amigo Baldwin. And it's my honor, my pleasure to introduce Ethan, the Doc Marshall. How you doing, Ethan?
I'm doing all right. Just
Yeah?
enjoying a lovely Monday night matchup.
Yeah. We're kind of in the middle. So you might actually hear some reactions while you guys are watching too, because we're not going to recount the show. NFL, we're not recounting the show, okay? But we might react to the show.
Yes, and that's okay because
Yeah.
I go on one of my teams. So
Yeah.
And all right, the man for the time being, our number one, still ranked in our fantasy football league.
It's dirty.
Dude, hey man, it's truth right now. It's true. Right
Yeah,
now,
but it's
true.
over the second 2:00 hits.
Well, dude, enjoy it while you can, my bro. You'll get it back. You'll get it back, dude. I mean, it's only dude, come on, man. Connor, the gut Marshall. All right, man. How you doing, Connor?
My first loss of the year. I was extremely depressed yesterday about my team, but I'm better now. I'm back.
If you guys have been and gals have been following the show, you know our first review. We did it Sunday night, and that's when I had my first loss. I didn't even get 80 points, and we're doing the show, and like you actually had to see like Connor walk me off the edge, the fantasy edge. It was so bad. And then I was like, after that, I was like, man, I don't want anybody to go through this. I was like, guys, we need to record this on Monday. I was like, give us the time to digest. So speaking of, it's going to be our week 3 wrap up. This is our show on September 28th on this foul year of our Lord. But we're going to be having some fun doing a week 3 wrap up, talking about what happened on Sunday and on Thursday. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about Thursday, right? And but let's take a moment right now. Right now, let's take a moment, guys, and let's thank our supporters of the show. I'll give a little bit of love out there to highvolumemusicradio.com. Download their app. You'll be happy that you did. It's a pride of Sunnyside. They have some really good music on that show, or on that app, and on that station also, and also really good information. So please check it out. It's a local radio station. You'll be helping out H-Town. So, as you know, we were recording here in Houston. So please download that. You'll be happy that you did. And of course, our other supporter, Connor, my brother, you're the man on this stuff. Sports Host app, man. Inform the people.
So, people, let me inform you. The Sports Host app is what you need to be on. And what it is it is a app for the global community. And what it does is it allows users all around the globe to talk about sports, connect about sports, apparently one thing that everyone on that app is like really into right now is cricket, which is interesting because like I didn't know that. And apparently, like, there still isn't women's cricket, which is funny. And so, I was talking with people about that a couple weeks ago. So, like, there's stuff like that in the app, guys. And in this pandemic, there's nothing else going on. Get on there.
Cricket the sport, not cricket the insect. Right? I mean, I just want to be specific. I mean, I'd be very disappointed.
They allowed crickets to be female a few years ago.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I like crickets. Isn't that good luck when you find a cricket in your house, Ethan? Is that right?
I don't know. I don't enjoy it.
I think it depends on the culture.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, in certain cultures that's good luck, but yeah. So I wanted to ask you guys real quick, and I'll start, man. Just real quick, since Connor actually is the one who gave me this idea. He called me a little bit before the show. We were kind of BSing, talking about our league and our teams and stuff like that. But it's week 3. All right, you got 3 weeks. So let's talk about real quick. What did we learn about our teams? what did you learn about your team? And I'll go and I can go ahead and start. I learned that I need to keep it in my pants a little bit. Chill out. It's okay. That Eckler's going to be fine. Henry's going to be fine. I'm still feeling the relief from those touchdowns from Henry. So, and I learned that I need to make sure not to start Dallas Goddard over Hurst. So
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
that was not. I mean, it was just a little bit, but come on, man. I mean, how bad it felt, dude. This like be agonizing over a decision, and then like from 12 to 12:30, I was inconsolable because because between that time, I got an alert that Hayden Hurst scored a touchdown, and then 5 minutes later, Dallas Goddard's out for the game. I'm like,
Yep.
great, it's over. I'm gonna lose. And I was just so bad, but I mean, you can't you your other guys start scoring, you start feeling better. But yeah, I mean, I just got to be patient, and I think I have a good team. I just got to be patient and let them become a team. So, uh, Connor, what'd you learn, my brother?
A couple of things. I learned that I have a lot of depth. I don't have a sexy team, but I have a lot of depth, and a lot of people are getting injured right now, and I don't really have any major injuries, except for what we were talking about. Josh Jacobs looks a little dinged up, but I
That's not
mean,
major. That's not major.
it's not major. And on the bright side, I have David Montgomery on my bench, and Tariq Cohen looks like he's likely out for the year. So I have a great backup running back.
That's major. That's major.
So, you know, like I lost. I'm 2-1. I felt bad last night, but looking at it, I looked at everyone else's teams in my league when me and the Migo were bullshitting, and I was sizing everyone up. I was like, okay, let me see what he's got. Let me see what she's got. Let me see what they got. And I was like, yeah, they're gonna get got if they play me. So I'm not feeling too bad.
Yeah, that was actually whenever Connor was pretty upset because it was his first loss, and we'll all remember our first loss of the season. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I mean, I started off that way, so I got it out early. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing we were talking about was looking at his team and tell him just to relax, that he's got good depth, that he's fine, and not to freak out. This is a time, guys, when you hit this loss, man. I mean, even if you're 0-3, you're not going to lose. You're not out of the playoffs. Don't freak out. Don't do something that is silly. Make crazy trades. You'll be all right. Ethan, the doc. Sir, what did you learn about your team?
That I need depth at the wide receiver position. That's
Ah,
pretty much what I learned. And that's what you get when you go 3 RBs to start a draft. You're going to feel really great about your running back core. You pretty much got great running backs and a great, flex option. But for wide receivers, I was rolling pretty good. But I think we learned on Sunday that Julio Jones kind of props up Calvin Ridley by being on the field. He
and
takes,
Hayden Hurst.
yeah, he takes away defenders. He takes the number one, corner that could be guarding him off of them and allows them to shine. So, if you're a Ridley owner, you might think, oh, Julio Jones is out. That he's going to blow up now. No, that's quite the opposite.
Yeah. But Calvin Ridley actually is coming into his own, so that's pretty cool. That's going on.
Yeah, if that's the floor for Ridley, I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you, and I think you have a really good team. I look around, not to am I gonna be able to get him or not like that, but I do look and see who needs what I have extra of. That's basically what I do. But one thing I wanted to share is that I played a couple of years with Connor, and this is exactly how it goes. And this is why I was telling him to relax. This is one of the things I use to console him, is that we're playing against each other next week. And so I told him, said, man, look, dude, I meant, the process, like you get nervous about my team. I think that I'm going to win. then you spank my team and you move on. That's what happens every year.
That
That's
did
what,
to be fair, that did not happen 2018, the first time we played. It happened the second time we played, and
which
then
is
both
worse.
times we played in 2019.
See, but who's keep track?
I can recall it right away.
Yeah. So see, I'm Connor's slump buster. So he's gonna
I
be
sure
fine.
hope you can be it again for me, buddy.
I did. Well, you know what? I won't do my best to try. Okay, to be a slump buster. I'm gonna put my best team out there and hope for the best. We'll see what the Lord says. All right, guys, and everybody, as you're watching the show, if you're entertained by three generational beef heads just bantering about, please hit the like and subscribe button. We'll feel the love, and you'll get every episode help you through the season. We get some really good information coming out. So again, we're doing the week 3 wrap up, and I just wanted to talk about some, a little bit of the MASH unit, the do 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 do. Just a couple of injuries. We're not going to go down the whole list. We're just going to go down a couple of them. But I found that anytime you hear like bad news, it's better when it's given in a happy way. All right, so we're gonna call this Merry Early Christmas. Okay, so
Christmas in October.
yes, Merry Early Christmas, Chris Carson owners or Carlos Hyde owners. Chris Carson is kind of dinged up. Merry Early Christmas, Zach Ertz owners. Dallas Goddard has an ankle injury; he'll be out. Merry Early Christmas, David Montgomery owners.
Yay!
Yeah, that's one of them right there. Yes, Connor. Yes,
I'm so happy.
There's a gift with your name on it under the tree, sir. Yes. Tariq Cohen, torn ACL, out for the year. And we'll say Merry Early Christmas to all Chicago offensive weapon owners. Mitch Trubisky was replaced by Nick Foles.
I got 2 presents in one thing.
You sure did, dude. You've been a good boy, dude. You've been a good boy. All right. So, yeah. So let's go and jump into it. This is why everybody tuned in. This is what we talk about. So let's jump into it.
So I have
wrap up.
I have them pulled up. The first game was on Thursday, and me and this doc saw this game live. It was very, how do you say, seems like a game that you would get on Thursday, not a game you would want on Thursday.
Depends. I'm a James Robinson owner, so I wanted that game. Yes.
You were ecstatic. Everyone else was
moonwalking around my house. Not inside the house, around the house.
Around the house.
Yeah, dude, I was so excited. I mean, he did a really good job. And one thing was really happy. What really that did for me is that helped me set up for Sunday. It looks like the Lord's going to bless me. I'm going to win today, my game this week. And but if like having like a guy go off on Thursday, I mean, that's such a good thing. I mean, this is the second week in a row it happened. It happened with Kareem Hunt 2 weeks ago. Then it happened with James Robinson. So, yeah, it was an ugly game. Absolutely, it was an ugly game. I mean, it shows you how important DJ Shark really is to the Jaguars, and also how bad Chris Conley stings. Holy mackerel, that guy is terrible.
I was right about him.
Yep. I mean, dude, he likes to do acrobatic stuff, but I don't think he likes catching the ball. Okay, so
maybe he should join like Cirque du Soleil or something.
Dude, that's
that
exactly
would be great for him.
I think so. I mean, not right now because I think they're declaring bankruptcy because of COVID. But hey,
well, speaking of declaring bankruptcy and circus shows, it was the Battle of the Florida Mans on Thursday as the Miami Dolphins played the Jacksonville Jaguars. The beard versus the mustache.
There you go.
The beard emerged victorious. Sad for all the mustache owners out there. I for oneself know that the mustache will see brighter days moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. This is not a time to sell on Minshew. I think that you just can't start him when Shark's not there, because Conley is a drive killer. I mean, he killed 2 drives in his own thing, and everybody's see. It's funny because like if you watch shows, they talk about whenever Minshew missed that deep pass to Conley, right? I mean, I'm a Robinson owner, so I'm like, yeah, that sucked. But then Robinson ran it in, so I'm not too upset about it. But point is that was one bad pass. But everything else, Conley killed the momentum, killed everything. It would have been a different game with Shark in there. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, I mean it. You can tell that Minshew just was not on his game. He didn't have his guy. He didn't have his safety blanket. He didn't have the dude that he can rest on. He's not like Aaron Rodgers, who can go out there without his number one and still tear up a defense, right? Minshew needs his safety blanket, and Chark wasn't there, and so the entire Jacksonville offense, except for Robinson, suffered.
Yeah, and I do want to point out that Connor said to sit Robinson, and then
I
and
was
then
wrong.
he also said never ever in this lifetime would he ever own Gaskin. And what do you guys think he did on Friday?
Picked up Gaskin.
Yeah, I picked up Gaskin actually before Thursday. I picked up Gaskin in my ESPN league, but I did not start him in favor of Mark Ingram. So now what I'm doing is I'm shopping Mark Ingram around to see
Yeah.
what I can for him, because that backfield. We can talk about that later.
Yeah. But no, yeah. But actually, I mean, yeah, you're right. We can go and get to that. But that backfield is a little confusing, almost like the Detroit backfield. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and pace ourselves, fellas. This is not a game worth too much of our time. So to answer quickly, Mike Gesicki, he had one catch for 15 yards and a touchdown. I started him. I got 8 points out of it. Not terribly happy, but Noah Fant and Johnny Smith didn't do much better. If you had Fitz, you were happy. Did Devontae Parker do well at all, Emo?
No, I think it was
Yeah.
between 10 points.
Preston Williams caught a touchdown, but he didn't really do anything. He only had like 7 points.
Well, Parker is still hurt.
Yeah, so it's good for Gesicki. I'm starting him again on Thursday or
Yeah.
Sunday or whenever he plays. Moving on.
Moving on. There you
The Chicago Bears.
There you go. Missing that. Yeah, there we go.
Played the Atlanta Falcons. And boy, oh boy. I mean, we were just talking about it. If you were a Bears fan, I mean, not only did they need Nick Foles to bring them back, but they needed the Falcons to pull a Falcons.
Falcons gonna Falcon.
Falcons gonna Falcons.
Yeah. It was so confusing to me about how Hayden Hurst scored that first touchdown in the first quarter, and then they just ignored him from that point on. So I don't know what happened there. I mean, the only thing I could think of is that since Julio Jones was out, and then Russell Gage was out, that they had more defenders to kind of spread it around to the biggest threats. But yeah, one of the biggest concerns is Todd Gurley. Brian Hills. He's eating into his carries, man. He got 14, where Gurley got 9. Then he also played 50% of the snaps, where Gurley only played 35%. So yeah, I mean, would you be worried about Gurley if you're a Gurley owner, Connor?
I wouldn't be a Gurley owner, so
I would be worried about it, and I might look into trying to dump him off for a player that, like, maybe try and trade Gurley for Robinson if someone's silly enough to see the name recognition and think, oh, what a ding dong, trading away Gurley for Robinson.
Which Robinson?
Sorry, to be more specific, James Robinson, the running back out of Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
You got the name recognition. Someone might see Gurley and see, ooh, shiny new toy, and you could pick up, someone that people still might be sleeping on after a fantastic game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It was unfortunate about Russell Gage getting concussed. Yeah, that was awful. But if you guys are interested, his direct backup is Brandon Powell, and Julio Jones actually direct backup is Olamide Zacchaeus. So keep that in mind, guys. If Jones is out for an extended amount of time. Allen Robinson, that's why I was asking you. I mean, he went 13 targets, 10 receptions, 123 yards, and 1 touchdown. That was with Foles under center. Would you be excited about being, a Robinson owner now?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about you, Doc?
Yeah, I'm more in on him, and I'm also more in on Anthony Miller. I mean, the fact that Foles is taking over, as the quarterback makes it just completely changes my mind about that offense, that
Do you remember?
receiving core.
You remember last year the darling of the draft was D.D. Westbrook, D.D. my sweetie. You remember that? All that stuff. And that was because Nick Foles likes to throw to the slot receiver. Who do you think runs the slot in Chicago? Anthony Miller. So that's why he received, 5 targets, 2 receptions for 41 yards and a touchdown. He even got a rush for 9 yards. But let's talk about Graham. Connor, what's your thoughts on Graham, dude? 10 targets, 6 receptions, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. What do you think of?
Yeah, that's not going to be that's not going to be a thing. That's just because Adams is out. He threw 2 touchdowns to tight ends. Jimmy Graham
Jones?
wasn't the only Jimmy Graham wasn't the only tight end that scored for the Packers on Sunday. That was just the game script.
Oh my God! Real quick, Connor, what team does Jimmy Graham play for?
Oh my gosh, I did it. I pulled Jimmy Graham is a Bears now. He's a Bear now. So how many teams has he been? He's been on what, 4 or 5 teams?
Welcome to 2020, Connor. Here we go. We've been waiting for you, brother. We're so happy you're here, man. Ethan, what's your thoughts on Jimmy Graham? The Chicago Bear, Jimmy Graham. I love you, Connor. You're awesome, mate.
Thanks, buddy. I love you too, man.
Yeah, I really do.
You gotta go that deep to get a tight end. Yeah, I mean it. Go for it. I think that there are a lot of other tight ends that are out there that I'd rather have over Jimmy.
You just lost Dallas Goedert. Do you go after Jimmy Graham?
No. Pick up Mo Cox.
I don't know, because I heard that Jack Doyle's back, which is gonna cut into his.
We'll cliffhanger. Wait until we get to that game. Yeah, you'll see.
Also, if Ebron is still out there, he was getting some love from Big Ben, so he seems to be integrating back into that offense. So I would definitely look into those guys over Grandpa.
Yeah, and he's playing. I think he's playing Tennessee. Yeah, which is very weak in the tight ends. Yeah, so yeah. Okay. Anything else you guys wanted to discuss? So no on Jimmy Graham, or you need to see more.
Not yet. Need to see more. Want to see more with Foles under center.
I want to see more without him playing Atlanta Falcons.
That too.
Both.
Moving on.
The Los Angeles Rams at the Buffalo Bills. And in this game, Josh Allen led them from behind for the comeback. Bills looking good on the year.
Yeah. My brother, he was drafting, and we were not in direct communication. He was just texting me his picks, and when it came time for, like, I think it was 7th round or something like that, I told him to pick a quarterback. He decided to pivot off and go get Zach Moss. You want to know what quarterback was there?
Josh Allen.
Yes, sir. And he even now, I talked to him yesterday. He's like, I could have Josh Allen. I was like, bro, I tried to tell you, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, he really is starting to become like I think Doc, you mentioned it in when we're getting ready for the drafts. Yeah,
he gets credit. He was the biggest on him all. Yes.
Yeah, but
remember the part where I said he was going to go off this year and be the new Lamar Jackson?
We'll remember that, dude. We'll remember that. Yeah. So, but on the Buffalo side, Stephon Diggs. He got a touchdown.
Got injured.
Yeah. I was talking about that. He hurt his calf, and Gabriel Davis, man. He came in relief of John Brown, and dude, he put up a 12.0 fantasy point in full PPR, man. Gabriel Davis. So as long as John Brown is out, that guy's going to be a thing. But so Stephon Diggs, he finally. God, it was so irritating, man. I hate it when that happened, but he got a touchdown and they pulled it away from him. Said he stepped out. That was irritating, but whatever, man. He did end up having a good game. But let's talk about the Rams, dude. Tyler Higbee. What happened to him, dude? He only saw 2 targets.
He came back to earth.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how good. I mean, the Bills are a great defense too.
Mhm.
So, I mean, Higbee's performances, against bad defenses, can we, I mean, how are we going to go ahead and just say, oh, he's great, before we see him face a good defense? I mean, the Rams had they had Dallas to start, and then who they have the week after that?
They had Philadelphia.
Yeah, so I mean, you don't have good defenses that you're playing.
Mhm.
So, of course Higbee's going to go off. So to me, it's like I see that was a test and he didn't pass right now, but that's not to say that, because Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp had stellar games, both of them.
Yeah, they combined. They combined for 16 targets, over 180 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
and
did.
Darrell Henderson did great too.
Who?
Darrell Henderson, the running
Yeah,
back.
yeah. 114 rushing yards. Yeah, dude,
Cam
he
Akers
dominated the rushing attempts over Malcolm Brown. He had 20 over where Malcolm Brown only had 7.
Well, Akers
Even
got
though-
injured too.
Yeah,
Yep.
even though they split the snaps 50-50. Yeah, but is Henderson now, guys? Connor, let me ask you, dude, is he the clear back to trust in the Rams moving forward?
Maybe.
All right, Ethan.
I'd go. I mean, from if I had to make a play and I needed a back and Darrell Henderson was there, I would feel safe going for him. The Rams are playing is it Miami that they're playing this week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel great about that. I mean, look at what Robinson did to them last week.
Yeah.
I feel great about Henderson, especially since it's probably going to be they're going to go up on him, and it's going to be run down the clock, run down the throat.
Yeah. But when Cam Akers comes in, it's going to be a big mishmash. So enjoy it while you can right now, or maybe sell high. Maybe sell high now. You never know. One more point on that game before we move on. Cole Beasley did get 100 receiving yards and led the teams in target. Okay, so yeah, that's something to keep in mind when you're looking at your waiver wires, depending if you need wide receiver help. Moving on.
The Washington football team played the Cleveland Steamers, led by none other than Odell Beckham, the number 2 wide receiver.
The guy that came out on social media and said, "Yeah, man, I'm not going to have a good fantasy year." He straight up said that. OBJ. Yeah, so people should listen to what he has to say. Yeah.
Who told you that he was going to have a bad year and it was because his number was 13?
Everybody except for you, Connor. You were like the biggest OBJ fan.
And who said that Michael Thomas wasn't going to do this good this year because he had the number 13?
Ethan, that was such a good call, man.
You're right. I should really listen to those guys.
No, that was Connor both times. Both times. Yes, both times.
Both.
Yeah.
So the Washington. Look, I started the Washington football team on Sunday. Chase Young got injured, so they are no longer with my team.
My groin.
Yeah, I now have the Seahawks. I feel good about that pivot move. And Hunt is looking like an every week play.
Oh, hang on. Seattle plays against Miami next week, not the Rams. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was confused about what you guys were talking.
Dude, I know that, dude. You still think we're like in 2018? Yeah.
It was a good year, man.
So with Washington, Ethan, you're an Antonio Gibson owner. He really did have a really good game. He led the team in carries. He had 9. And he averaged 5.4 yards per attempt. I mean, he did have that fumble towards the end of the first half, but the coaching staff went back to him. What are you thinking, dude, as a owner of Antonio Gibson with the idea that he is splitting passing work with J.D. McKissic?
I've still got him on my bench. This was the first week where I started to question whether or not I should have started him. And until Hunt does what he does and gets a touchdown late in the game that makes you happy with starting him. But it made me nervous. I was thinking about rolling him out this week, but a Browns defensive line that makes me a little nervous playing against the run. I think I'd have to see what their matchup is this week, but I think after what I saw against the Browns, I'd be more optimistic about starting Gibson moving forward. Now, I think Gibson is someone definitely where you have to be concerned about the matchup,
Mm-hmm.
and because Dwayne Haskins started doing Dwayne Haskins things on Sunday. So 3 interceptions, right? Interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, when I streamed Arizona last week, it was because of Dwayne Haskins.
yeah.
Connor, what's your thoughts between Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt? Would you start one over the other, or I mean, are they both RB1s?
If I owned both of them,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably start Nick Chubb and like either my RB1 or my RB2 spot, because you could get Nick Chubb in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably start Kareem Hunt in the flex.
Oh, so you'd start both of them?
I'd start. I think
I like it.
Well,
I like it.
you have to acknowledge when you have a situation where you can do that, because you can't do it. It's just very rare. Like the Saints had a season like that with Mark Ingram and Kamara's rookie year. It didn't really work out that way in 2018. And I think the Saints, you've actually been able to do that with before. And I mean, just really, really heavy. I mean, for a while, back when Arian Foster and Ben Tate, those guys were both pretty good. There's been offensive that have had more than one good running back. They're just hard to come by.
Agreed. Especially whenever they're splitting it up. I mean, like Chubb's doing 51% of the carries, and Hunt's doing 43%.
Yeah, but they're both just really talented players. So even with the limited carries that Kareem sees, that plus his targets,
19 to 16, 19 to 16. So that's three carries off. That's not bad. I mean,
that's
Chubb
a lot for both of them, honestly, considering how talented they are.
I agree. Well,
Yeah.
you're starting Mixon because he's getting at least between 16 to 19 carries a game.
Well, I'm starting Mixon too, is because he did bad to start the year last year.
Mm-hmm.
And his schedule does get better. He plays Washington, the Giants, and Miami in weeks 11, 12, and 13. And those, yeah.
That's 2 months away.
I know it's 2 months away, but he also plays Jacksonville next week. So
okay,
for immediate,
that might help. But
and he plays Houston week 16. So if I make it to week 16, I'm golden.
Hey, look at you, dude. That's planning ahead, Doc. I mean, dude, Chubb. Would you agree Chubb is a better overall? I mean, who would you do? Chubb, Hunt. I mean, Chubb's better overall rusher, 5.7 yards per attempt, versus 2.9 with Hunt. However, Hunt is, a pass catcher, and he's also involved in the goal line, dude. What are you thinking about that?
Yeah, I still have to go Chubb over Hunt, but the fact that I have to think about it, I mean, just shows you the quality, like how good Hunt is and how great of a value Hunt is. I will say that got a rough stretch coming up here. I don't think that the Cowboys have a good defense, but the Cowboys they score a lot of points. It is totally possible that this isn't going to be a game where the Browns can just ground and pound the entire time. Have we yet seen? I guess the Browns Bengals was kind of a shootout. 35-30 is kind of a shootout.
Yeah.
And Hunt had a decent game there. So, but after that, we have the Colts and the Steelers. Mm-hmm. So that's a rough little stretch there.
All right. Okay. Yeah. And one more thing I would say is that Austin Hooper is still Hopper. Okay. He's still in the upside down. Okay. Don't grab him. Okay. Don't believe what you saw. Even though they involved him a little bit more, he's still in the upside down. He's not out yet.
Don't touch him.
Yeah.
Moving on. The Tennessee Titans played the Minnesota Vikings in the battle of who could be the most metal football team. And in this one, Derrick Henry proved victorious, and I'm giving him a new name. I'm giving him a nickname for this show, since we own him in our eMord League that we're doing very well in.
Yeah.
In the upside down.
In the upside down, yeah. Instead of Derrick Henry, I christened him Derrick Hemi, like the V8, because that's what he's got, man. He never stops. This guy is not stopping.
You know, man, I've heard some nicknames for Derrick Henry. I think that's probably the best one that I've
It
heard.
is the best one that I've heard too. I thought of today. I was
Yeah,
like, that's actually cool.
yeah. I mean, I've heard Derrick Yeti. You know, I've heard King Henry. You know, but
I've
yeah,
never gotten
Derrick.
King Henry. I mean I understand like he's a great player, but like he hasn't won a Super Bowl. You know, Mahomes is
Yeah,
the king.
yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. But no. But speaking of, would you say Derrick Hemi? Yeah. Okay,
Henry.
Derrick Hemi. Yeah, he scored two. He finally scored the two. Do it one
Can
more time.
I love it.
Yeah,
we...
yeah, straight up. Yeah, man. I mean, I felt relief as an owner. You know, I own him in our league, and when he finally got those 2 touchdowns and scored what points he's supposed to, felt a lot better. Yeah, you know. But you always like Connor's saying, you always have to start. Before the show, we're talking. He said you always start Henry no matter what. You know, he averages 29 touches. You know, so you got to do that. Connor, you're a John Smith owner. You know, I mean, he did lead the team in targets. You know, with 8. And then also leads them in total targets, you know. So, and he's only one of eight tight ends to see at least 20 targets. Man, are you happy about Smith? Are you starting him again, or what's your thoughts on him?
Yeah, so right now I have Gasicki, Fant, and Smith. So I'm kind of playing the matchup at this point,
Okay.
and I haven't really gotten burned yet. Week 1 I played Fant, it was the right play. Week 2 I played Smith, it was the right play, and week 3, if I played Smith, I would have gotten zero point 0.6 more points than the play I did play. So essentially, you know, I haven't made a bad choice yet, and I'm gonna keep doing that for this particular matchup. I'm starting Gasicki because he's playing Seattle, and I feel like that's gonna be a really high scoring game, at least for the Seahawks, and the Dolphins are gonna have to chase points. Yeah, Brian's excited because I'm playing him. But
Yeah.
the thing is, the Broncos are playing the Jets, which I think is going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be one of the ugliest Thursday night games we have all year. And Jonnu Smith plays Pittsburgh. And with A.J. Brown still banged up, what if they take away Jonnu Smith and they force them to run the ball? Because
All
that's
right.
the type of game they want to have.
Okay. But you're still happy about John Smith. So you see John Smith, Noah Fant, and Gasecki all on the same level, and you're just playing the matchups, correct, sir?
Yeah, I don't think they're in that same pool as, uh, I would guess, Kelsey, Kittle, but Kittle's injured, right? But I wouldn't even feel as confident starting them as I would if I had Ertz or Mark Andrews.
Nice. Ethan, if I told you that there was a player on Minnesota, all right, that had 7 receptions for 175 receiving yards and a touchdown, who would you say that player is?
Well, I mean, if I didn't already know what the answer was, I would
Yeah.
say it was Adam Thielen.
I agree wholeheartedly. If I did not know the answer, I would say Adam Thielen.
I do know that
As
it
do
was
I.
Okay. Who is it? Say the name.
Jefferson.
Mr. JJ.
Justin Jefferson. So is this guy, is this a flash in the pan, or is this guy finally broken out?
Everyone's going to experience purple power in their lifetime, and I think he just experienced his first taste of it.
I think they're called purple people eaters. Yeah, I think that's what they call their. Yeah, I think that's what they're called up there. Yeah, there was a time back whenever Randy Moss was on the team and Dante Culpepper, and I was a Minnesota Vikings fan then. Yeah. So yeah, I remember
Randy
that.
Moss.
That was in the '90s. Yeah, so there you go on that.
Yes, I may or may not have a waiver claim for Justin Jefferson, which I know flashed in the pan, but if you knew who I was dropping for him, then you wouldn't
Who?
really.
Who you dropping?
Deion Lewis.
Yep.
Yeah, that was turned out to be a weird experiment. We'll talk about that when we get to that game. Kyle Rudolph had a touchdown, but it was 2 catches for 11 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So,
Very Kyle Rudolphian of him.
that was interesting how you said that, dude. Wow, you really got that going. But yeah. So anything else that you guys want to talk about? Dalvin Cook was a monster. I was listening to one podcast and they said that he limped off the field towards the end of the game. I didn't read anything about that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not
know what
worried
that
about
says.
it. I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not giving energy to that. And those
no,
other
no,
schmucks you listen
no,
to.
no. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, you're one of the schmucks, dude.
I know, and I'm
Okay,
talking about the other schmucks.
okay,
I didn't say
okay.
he limped off the field.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so Corey Davis starting just real quick. Was he a startable wide receiver while Brown is out?
Well, no.
Okay, Ethan, what do you think?
I mean, I'd say it would be matchup dependent.
Hmm.
Really, Minnesota would have been the matchup that you would have wanted.
Yeah, okay, all right,
You know?
cool.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
Next, we had the Las Vegas Raiders at the New England Patriots. And look, as a Josh Jacob owner, I was not happy. If you had Hunter Renfro, you were happy, but that's about it. And then if you had Prince Cam, you were happy. You weren't
No,
happy?
no, he didn't even break 15 points.
Oh, you weren't happy.
So
But
he
if
was
you had Rex Burkhead, you were happy.
so Cam Newton wasn't Cam, he was Fig Newton. All right,
Yes.
okay,
Because he was a
yeah.
figment of your imagination. Newton.
Imagine, dude, listen to that. Where else do you get stuff like that? That's pretty sweet. Oh, that's actually pretty cool, actually. Yeah, Rex Burkhead. Who saw it coming? Is this? Do you guys think that this is just a thing? That happened, like just game script, or do you think that Belichick said, "Hey, Newton, you have an injury history. I don't, I know you can do it, but just because you can do it, you probably shouldn't. We have running backs."
Look,
Does he,
guys, this is what I want to do.
Bill?
I want to go to the Costco. I want to hire 5 of the baggers. 3 of them are going to be wide receivers. We're going to
Bill.
give them those secret drugs we use, and they're going to win us games.
Oh, Bill. Oh, it's you, Connor. You do it to me every time.
Yeah, I have that effect on people.
You do. So what do you think, Ethan? Is this like a new way they're doing business, or?
It's just the Bill Belichick has always been this way with running backs. It's just now one of those running backs is his quarterback. You know, like you just don't know, week to week, which one it's going to be. The Patriots had this game under control. Defense really had the Raiders on lockdown, and if he didn't need his QB to lay it all out there, have Rex Burkhead do it. And good luck trying to figure out if it's going to be Rex Burkhead or another schmuck from that backfield next time.
Well, Burkhead, at least in this game, this is without James White, of course. He got 7 receptions on 10 targets, and he was actually seeing more snaps than Sony Michel. So, that's what it's been for the past 3 weeks. Michelle rushed for over 100 yards, but that was on 9 carries, which is 38% of the offensive snaps. But most of that came from a 48-yard run, that put him over the 100-yard mark. So both JJ Taylor, the guy they got off the practice squad, had 11 carries, Michelle 9, but Burkhead had 6. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing, but I don't know if you can trust it, especially whenever James White comes back. And also Harris is getting healed, so that's going to be another thing that's going to be in there. So yeah, it's very difficult to trust the running backs, and like you said, including Cam Newton. One thing I wanted to ask you, Connor, as on Josh Jacobs, with the hip injury, he still saw 19 touches. Okay, you're not worried. So he's still a locked and loaded
Locked
RB1.
and loaded.
Okay, all right.
Throw away the key.
All right, and on the receiving end for the Raiders, Hunter Renfro, he led the team in targets. Man, he had 9. Henry Ruggs was inactive. Brian Edwards left the game with an ankle injury. So I mean, is Renfro? Is he the guy that you want to pick up off the waiver wire
Until they come back? Yeah, but it's just that's if you're trying to go week to week.
Yeah, and Waller, is he still banged up? I mean, he didn't do too well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're asking the gut or me, but with Waller, if you watch the film from the Saints game, you saw that Waller was, Carr's safety blanket. I can easily see Bill saying we're locking Waller down and making them beat us with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. That's
Mhm.
what great coaches and defensive minds do.
Nice. Anything else you guys want to add?
Nope.
Moving on.
This is a quick one. I don't think there's much to talk about because it wasn't much of a game. The
Sounds like
San
the Jets.
Francisco.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. These next 4 games, I don't really. There's not a lot to talk about. They're not important games. In fact, they don't even get the cool intro. The Niners are the Giants. Nah, it was.
What about go no.
McKinnon and Wilson both had decent games. McKinnon left with an injury. So if Wilson is out there on your waivers still because everyone went for McKinnon, I know that's what I did. Try and pick up, especially if Mostert is still out.
I actually have a new bit for this.
Yeah,
it's called "Get to the Waiver," and you need to pick up Jeff Wilson Jr. You're 100% right. If he's out there, you need to pick him up. But
there is a condition. If Mostert comes back, things become a little more hazy.
Do you really think he's gonna come back?
You don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying that he isn't ruled out for Sunday yet. So keep an eye on that, because if you pick up Jeff Wilson Jr., you got him in your back and you got him set up, and then all of a sudden Mostert's back there as well.
Yeah,
that's going to mess up the play.
Yeah, Tevin Coleman's not causing. Yeah, but Mostert, is definitely on his way back.
I have Wilson and Coleman on my bench, and Coleman's in IR. So, and McKinnon's already injured, which is crazy.
Yeah. All right. So Brandon Ayuk.
Next.
He led with the 8 receptions, man. I mean, people are gonna want to see if that's something you pick up off the waiver wire. No. All right. What about the darlings of the waiver wire last week? Deion Lewis and Devontae Freeman.
They did exactly what we said they were gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Even with a depleted 49ers defense, they still couldn't do anything. So
Freeman played only 5 fewer snaps than Deion Lewis, and so and he also led the team in running back carries. I mean, it looks like he's gonna be the guy, there. So I don't know if that's really worth having. Connor always preached, if you guys stayed with us, from the beginning with the drafts, he always talked about you don't invest into bad offenses, and this is a bad offense. So would you drop Evan Ingram, Connor?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Ethan.
I'm on the fence about whether I should drop him or not. I'm on the fence
because you have Goddard in the other league that you have him in, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm definitely dropping Goddard, or at least waiting to see if he goes on, if he's injured.
Dude, he is. They already said he's going to miss some time.
Yeah, I know, but I want to be able to pick someone up that I can start instead of Ingram.
Okay.
Right?
You have IR, right? You have IR.
Is he actually listed as out?
He might before Wednesday when waiver wires take place.
Well, that's the reason
he just has that D. He has the D. Okay.
Yeah, you can't put him on IR yet. He just has,
yeah.
That's the thing that but I don't know. It's not a super, and that the league isn't full of a bunch of people playing the waivers. So, and tight ends, we'll see what happens, but I'm going to hang on to Ingram and just see what I can pick up off the waivers. Cause dump like garbage time passes they give up, kind of mid-range passes end up going to the tight ends. There's probably going to be a lot of that for the Giants, a lot of garbage time. So who knows?
Yeah, and I'm for the record, I'm keeping Goddard. I know he's going to be out, but I'm starting Hayden Hurst.
Are you read all about how just totally out of? I mean, talk about a bad offense. The Eagles, terrible. They look like garbage.
Yeah, but Connor's right. Moving on.
Thank you. This game was a tie. The Bengals and Eagles both scored 23 points.
Yeah, but we also, you said this, Connor. So I'm gonna bring you to task. You said that one of these teams was gonna leave this game with a win. You guaranteed that. What happened?
No, man.
They tied.
Come on, man.
Well, I figured if any team was gonna tie, it would be the Lions that have done it 2 years in a row. So
Yeah. But I do like your idea about not sticking on this one too long. With Deshaun Jackson, Deshaun Jackson's going to he's going D-Jax.
D-Jax.
He hurt his hammy, I think, this time.
Yeah.
Greg Ward stepped up in the absence, but he did get 72 yards, 8 receptions on a touchdown.
Ertz got some work, and that's if there's any silver lining, like you said earlier, now Ertz can at least be a more solid play.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's going to get all the. I mean, do they have nobody else to throw to? It's going to be the Earth show, but you always have to think that we're not the only ones to see that, and we're a couple of beefheads, dude. 3 beefheads just hanging around, bantering about. So that these paid professionals that make millions of dollars are like, hey, let's make sure to throw everybody at Ertz and let them beat them with everybody else.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen there. Connor, talk about Joe Mixon.
Look, man, I'm still starting him. I'm roughing it out. I'm not sitting him because the week I sit him is the week he blows up. He's on my team every week of the year, even when they play Baltimore. Probably.
Would you trade Mixon?
Yeah, for D-Hop.
Oh, so you you're looking for round 1 or something like that.
Because I drafted him with a round 1.
So that's how you're looking at it. So that's probably not a
what if he
way.
does? Yeah, I know, but that's the thing is I'm not trading just to trade with my first round pick.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I was just curious because he's not really doing much. He saw 94% of the team's carries, but only got 49 yards, and that offensive line looks terrible.
But I'm not going to talk him up all year, so someone else can trade me something for him, and then he does awesome.
So oh God, that's a terrible guy to have on your team. Somebody that you're so scared that's not producing, but you're scared to let go of him. Ha! God bless you, my brother.
Thanks.
May the Lord
Moving
be with
on.
you.
Speaking of the Lord being with me, he had to be when my Texans, boy, they could not score a point to save their life in the second half of this one. The Houston Texans. Actually, we're gonna rename them
Hold on.
Yeah. You know what? Another one.
Dear Bob.
This is for you, Bill. You asshole. Figuratively and literally.
That's why I'm wearing this hat, because of Bill. Mm-hmm. But I got hope. Look, see back there? I got hope. Right
You
there.
got knowing 3 team they're going there too.
Yeah.
I got hope. Yeah, I got hope.
Hey, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Texans actually have less injury problems than the Broncos right now.
Dude, how about people that got Fuller? They're getting the full experience, dude. From him. He did great in week. He did great in week 1. Put up a goose egg in 2, and then he finished week 3 with a respectable performance. Dude, that's Will Fuller.
Yeah.
But guys don't care about Cooks or Cobb. Deshaun Watson. Is he a buy low candidate?
Look, I'm not touching the Texans. I'm not trying to trade for Deshaun Watson. If you have him, you rough him out. If you don't, you stay away from him.
Their next 3 teams are Minnesota, Jacksonville, and Tennessee.
They could lose all of those games.
That doesn't mean that Watson can't be a top.
That's true.
Yeah.
Especially Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tennessee's not what we thought they were.
No, they're not.
Yeah, so those are when you see those games there, you start thinking about, well, maybe I could go get, Deshaun Watson. He's a magical type guy. I love watching the guy play, even no matter with Bill. One thing I do like about this COVID thing that I always try to look for silver linings is that Bill O'Brien has to wear a mask, so you don't have to look at that that butt chin the whole time. So
I almost don't want them to win, so I can keep posting a picture which is 0-3-0-4 whatever, and O is his chin hole.
Yeah, you said that, dude. That was hilarious.
Pretty gross looking, but
it's gross.
Yeah. My wife, when I showed that to her, she goes, "Man, I'd get that filled in if I was him."
Yeah, it reminds me of the scene from Uncle Buck where he goes to the school and he sees the teacher with the mole, and at the end of it, he's like, "Here's a quarter. Go downtown and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face."
Yeah, love Uncle Buck. That's awesome, dude.
Underrated movie,
Let's
guys.
move on from this. Well, I guess we got to do the Steelers.
Yeah,
Look,
James Conner.
Deontay Johnson got injured. If you had Connor, you were happy. I had Juju. I was happy. Claypool bombed. Snell was the fourth running back in rotation, and Big Ben was meh. He's going.
You happy with Juju?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not concerned at all that before the head injury that Deontay Johnson was the clear number one, and also that Eric Ebron and James Washington are led all the Steelers in targets.
Look, I'm not worried about Mr. I can't remember what snack was Ebron's favorite. I can't remember if it was donuts or if it was something. He's I think it was ding dongs. Ding dongs were his favorite. That's what it was. Mr. Ding Dong. I'm not worried about Mr. Ding Dong. He has a good game and then he drops like every pass thrown to him the next game. And Deontay Johnson is injured.
We'll see what happens. I think Ebron might be a good play moving forward.
I think so too. Like they're playing against Tennessee, and I just said that Tennessee gives up some of the most points. One of the teams that gives up the most points at tight ends.
Oh no, so, I meant like all season, like immediately next week, maybe if Deontay Johnson is injured.
Okay, moving on.
The last of the lame games. Well, we have some other lame games.
Hang on, real quick. Snell, are you guys worried about Snell?
Dude, he was the fourth running back in the rotation.
Okay, so Connor, you're not worried about him or anything like that.
Connor is not worried about Connor.
Okay, cool. I like that's the idea. He's not worried about E. Gotcha.
New York Jets and the Indianapolis Colts, and this game was all about the J Train. Choo choo.
I don't
know. No. This game is about Adam Gase and his ineptitude at coaching. I think I didn't actually watch this game, but from what I hear, they had like the Colts backup players.
That's how profound his coaching is bad. You don't have to watch the game to know he did something.
I mean,
wrong.
But they know the plays.
The first drive, the Jets offense gave 7 points to the Colts.
Yeah, like you were talking about the J Train. No, dude, this was about the Colts defense, man. 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks, and a safety.
Yeah, but J Train had a touchdown.
And it's not just about the
dude, he had 27 points in PPR.
Who did?
The defense had 27 points in fantasy points.
The defense scored twice as many points as Jonathan Taylor.
They sure did.
The point, but
he was like one of my only players who did good, man.
Well, no, I'm not saying he stinks, but the game wasn't about him.
No,
yeah.
I know.
And it's not even about the Colts defense being that good necessarily. I mean, you saw what Jacksonville's offense was able to do to them, right? Mm-hmm. It's about the Jets being just garbage on offense. To me, that's what it's more about. To me, it's like if you're in the unfortunate position where you're streaming defenses, you go out there and you play whoever is playing the Jets if they're available.
Gorbalage. That was the best nickname I've heard. Mo Alley Cox, man. You said that Jack Doyle's out there, so watch out. Dude, he ran twice as many routes, as Mo Alley Cox. So he ran 15. Mo Alley Cox ran 7. And but you want to guess how many targets he got?
0.
Exactly. Look at the butt chin of Bill O'Brien.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know if they were just easing Doyle back in or Mo Alley Cox might be a thing. The thing I'm most worried about is I'm not sure if the Colts was a run first offense like Connor's talking about, J Train really being the focus on their offense, but I don't know if there's gonna be enough passes to make him fantasy relevant. No matter if he's huge or what, it just I don't know if there's gonna be that many because even though he had a great game, Mo Alley Cox, he only had 3 targets.
Yeah.
So
that should be concerning because those 3 targets can easily not connect, and then you get a goose egg.
Yeah. Connor, thoughts on T.Y. Hilton? Is he droppable?
No, just bench him.
Yeah, with Paris Campbell being out,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that the rookie, what's the rookie wide receiver? Michael Pittman. Yeah, I think he got injured also.
Yep.
So yeah, so it actually might be the time to maybe even buy low for Ty or even look in the waiver wire. He might not be out there, so
Yep.
he might actually start to see some stuff. I mean he's has the second highest run rate, 57%. But or that's not him. That's that run rate is the Colts on plays 57%. Excuse me. Yeah, but still Hilton I think is gonna be something. All right. Moving on.
Next, we have the Carolina Panthers at the Los Angeles Chargers.
What's that stuff called?
The Panthers didn't score a touchdown. They only scored field goals.
What's that called? That SMR that where they're
Asmer, it's called.
Asmer, yeah. That's what it sounds like you're doing, dude. Yeah.
Trying something new.
Yeah. So, all right, man. So the Chargers. Let's start with those guys. They started off with first a 3% target share at passing to the running backs, and now they did 25% in the past 2 weeks. So they might actually. So Justin Herbert, man, with him at quarterback, he's focused, laser focused on Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler. I mean, they both combined for 28 targets in week 3. Eckler even got a carry inside the 15-yard line, which he converted into a 12-yard rushing touchdown. So I'm really excited about Justin Herbert. I hate the fact of the reason why, thoughts and prayers, towards Tyrod. I'm so sorry that happened to you, but come on, man. Jeez, it really went up. What's y'all's thoughts on the Chargers?
I think if you're an Eckler owner, you want to pray that Herbert stays in and stays healthy. Think how many targets did Keenan Allen have, though?
Well, yeah, I know that they combined for 28. Yeah. Well, hang on, I can tell you right now, because I know Eckler had 11, so 28 minus 11, and there you go.
Yeah, exactly. That's insane. So, I feel like the entire offense benefits from having Herbert out there. Mm-hmm. So I feel better about at least Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler. Mm-hmm. Joshua Kelly, however, was a bust, man. Like that was you fumbled the ball. Do you think it was fumble punishment or they're gonna focus on Eckler?
First of all, I want to give all praises to my God, my King, my Lord Jesus Christ, because I was playing against Joshua Kelly and I had Austin Eckler. So thank you, Lord, for shining upon me and giving me your blessings. Thank you. Okay, but to answer your question, yeah, it's fumble punishment. I would like to think, as an Eckler owner, I would like to say, oh no, it's just the change of the guards. They realize that hey, this guy's a vet. He's incredible. He's evading tacklers. He's running through. He looks even better than he did last year. So let's get him the ball. Yeah. But I can see like they probably said, rookie, we got to learn your lesson. Sit him down. Why? Because this guy's awesome. He's running over things. He's the most talented guy we have on the team. So you fumble, you're not going to cut into this guy's work. So yeah, as a Joshua Kelly owner, I would be a little nervous about it. But I wouldn't like drop him, or anything like that and freak out. Yeah. I'll tell you who I am freaked out about is I'm a DJ Moore owner. Okay. Yeah. So like I got really, really, really nervous about it. He only had like 2 targets or something like that. It was awful, or 6 targets, excuse me. And
you're right about that.
Yeah, and it got me nervous. And then I saw that, Anderson, he got 8 targets, so, and then Samuel, he didn't do much better, so it was just a really good defense they played against. So DJ Moore is not matchup proof. That's one thing that I learned about my team. I probably should have said, yeah.
Happy with Mike Davis, definitely. If you are a Christian McCaffrey owner, which
talk about that.
You know what? The performance I got out of Mike Davis wasn't much less than what I've been getting out of McCaffrey. I think McCaffrey's been giving me right around 20 points. I think both of the games, I think it was like 22 and 25, and then I got like 18 or 19 out of Davis. So, considering, I just swapped him out, it sucks that I had to do that. But instead of trying to find a piece that I could plug in and hoping that they get the work, I pretty much got the guy that filled in his role. He's just not as talented. If McCaffrey had those targets and attempts, I probably would have gotten closer to 30 points out of it, maybe 25 or 30 points. But you know what? I'm happy with it.
Yeah, man. Especially when you're talking about that was a waiver wire pickup. You just literally pull them off and then plug them in. That was really good on you to do that. And whoever got Mike Davis, well, Emord has Mike Davis, So, but I don't think we started. No, we did not start Mike Davis. We put CD Lamb in the flex instead of Mike Davis. But yeah, just one more last thing. I thought there was an interesting stat that DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, and Julian Edelman are the only wide receivers that are heavily used that do not have any receiving touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oof. Anything to add there, Connor?
Is that
probably,
no?
Yeah. Vocalize. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he just stuck his bottom lip out and shook his head. So there you go. Moving on.
Next, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the Denver Broncos. In the battle to see who could be the best, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were victorious.
Yeah, I do want to start off with saying that my beloved Broncos got another hit. Yeah, their five-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Jarrell Casey suffered a torn bicep, out for the year. So another hit to that defense. So keep that in mind, guys. That's why I was like, whenever you were talking about like fire up the Denver Broncos against the Jets, the Denver Broncos is pretty banged up. So that defense, I'm seeing that might be a trap game. Where, yeah, it might, especially if Crowder comes back. But yeah, and I mean, dude, Jeff Driscoll was so bad that they put in some guy up until today. I really thought by his spelling his last name was Ripon, and I was like, dude, that is so like ironic because that dude did not look ripe at all. Yeah, but it's Ripon, so
as someone who had the Tampa Bay defense, though, I felt very fine about that.
Thank you.
I picked up Tampa Bay defense in 2 leagues. And so that was a wonderful game.
Be careful of week 6. They play against Green Bay. Okay. So yeah, plan accordingly. Yeah. So, I mean, how bad did Blake Bortles have to do for that guy to be the one that filled in? Because they signed Blake Bortles.
One new unheard of.
Yeah. Yeah. Connor, Noah Fant owner. What's your thoughts?
It's not sexy.
What are you talking about? 10 targets, man. It's pretty good. Do 5 receptions for 46 yards. I'd love to have a tight end that gets 10 targets, man. Especially with some guy named Brett Ripon.
Look, we can. All jokes aside, you want Locke in his quarterback because Fant was Locke's favorite target, and he was obviously a grade above these other guys. So it's not the situation I had week 1.
Yeah, with you talking like that, I'm feeling calm and relaxed.
Well, you have to be if you're in this situation.
It's so nice, just so calming. KJ Hamler, he was a guy that was targeted heavily by Jeff Driscoll. Now with the Riponator in there, I don't think he's somebody you might want to keep. I think he's probably droppable at this point. Tampa Bay, Ronald Jones, we got to talk about it. He took over his role as a lead back. 13, he carried it for 13 times, ran 17 routes, got 4 targets. Percentage of, the snap share went up 52%, where Fournette didn't do anything close to that. Now, Fournette did have the fumble. Do you think that maybe played into that, Doc?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. I think that's a huge part of it.
Okay. All right. And Tom Brady, Connor, he looks like, he nearly threw for 300 yards, got 3 scores. What's your thoughts on Brady?
I was wrong. I told you to drop him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we didn't drop him anymore either, so that worked out well for us
Did
too.
we start
Um,
him?
I'm start. Well, we have Ryan Tannehill. I have the same problem that Emort has. Ryan Tannehill. I'm not starting Ryan Tannehill against Pittsburgh. I'd rather start. I'd rather start Tampa Bay. So that or Tom Brady. So that's what we're doing there. But we can't. We have to talk about two things, which I thought was kind of neat. Was that Mike Evans has now become like the wide receiver version of Jordan Howard. He had just as many yards as he had touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
2 yards, two touchdowns. So that's interesting. But wide receiver, Tampa Bay, Chris Godwin, hamstring. What do you do with Chris Godwin, guys?
Man, because you picked him up. You picked him up. One of the first probably 8 wide receivers off the board.
Yeah, probably third round in a 10-man league to
Yeah.
second round 12-man. Mm-hmm.
Gosh, it's such a rough situation because hamstrings they linger. And I mean, I'm not dropping him. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you put him on the. Hopefully, he gets put on the IR, or
Mm-hmm.
or they list him as out. They don't dangle questionable in front of you until Sunday morning, so you can pivot. But there's so many options, and Brady likes to spread around the ball so much that I'm not starting. I'm not starting Godwin until I'm sure.
Is it Scotty Miller time?
More like
Yeah,
Potty Miller time.
that has yet to come to fruition, even with people being out. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if I'm safe making that play again.
All right. Okay. I think that we hit on everything that we. Oh, Fournette. Is he a drop? Is he?
Keep him.
You keep him? Okay. I mean, do you try to shop him like maybe to the Ronald Jones owner for
Sure.
maybe an
Yeah.
injured Devontae Adams?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or what you
Asking for our friend.
hold him till he gets another game where he just happens to be the one who gets the touchdown, and then see if you can ride that wave.
Yeah, it seems like Ronald Jones though. I mean, if he gets injured, then Fournette is RB1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, all right, moving on.
So this was my least favorite game of the week.
Yeah, it's all gone. Dude, where's the dun, dun, dun!
Well, if you read your phone, you know the Lions.
I'm getting an update. Yeah,
The
I'm getting an
Lions
update.
and the
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Cardinals played, and boy oh boy was it an annoying game to watch. I mean, there was that one drive where Kyler had a wide open D hop and he decided to force double coverage to a 5th-round rookie. Ugh.
Well, dude, the heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah, that's very
You
true.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I bet D Hop was thinking, if I was back in Houston, Watson would have thrown the ball.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let me ask you, but since you brought up Kyler Murray, man, he's thrown 5 interceptions this season versus 4 touchdown passes. But he has had 4 rushing touchdowns. Does that kind of mitigate things, or is it just, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not worried. If anything, I'm gonna try to trade for him right now.
Okay. You're trying to trade for Kyler Murray. What about Kenyon Drake? I mean, yeah, because
Start him.
those runs are killing Kenyon Drake. Those goal line things.
It doesn't
Because
matter. Start him.
okay, because that's how he was making his bread. He was doing that in receiving, and D Hop is getting all the receptions. So you're cool with Drake. Do you second that motion, Doc?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with Drake. I mean, you got him against the Panthers, who are historically, at least so far this year, have not been great. Jacobs ran all over him. You look at the teams that have played the Panthers, and their running backs did good. And the Cardinals have the Panthers, and then the Jets and the Cowboys, who are not great against the run. So I like Kenyon Drake moving for the next several weeks.
So would you try to trade for him now because maybe the owner's freaking out?
Yeah, I definitely would do that.
Fournette. What would you trade for, like Fournette?
So if someone wants the entire Baltimore backfield, Ingram and Dobbins, I don't have other words. I'd trade that for it.
Okay. Okay, so you're still believing in him. Okay, cool. All right.
I
TJ
mean,
Hawkinson.
Cardinal, if he doesn't perform over the next, I say if he doesn't have a great game against the Panthers,
Hmm.
I'm gonna start getting nervous.
I have you I found this a very good comparison because it speaks to my generation. But have you guys ever seen the movie Major League?
No, man, I
Okay.
never.
Okay, no, Connor, probably not. Okay, well, okay, this is considered a Jobu game, all right, because there's this guy that has trouble hitting the curveball, and I mean, he's from like a far off country, so he prays to a thing called Jobu, right, and he prays to Jobu to help him hit the curveball, right. Big moment comes, and he says to his bat, "Okay, Joe Boo, if you don't help me hit this curveball, then screw you. I'll do it myself." So this is kind of like the Joe Boo the game. That King and Drake doesn't come through. I know it's tough, but yeah, if he doesn't come through, then you have to say, "Oh, you hate the Drake." You might be worried about it. This might be when it shows
I wonder who
what you actually
predicted
have.
that. Someone said we were going to be saying I hate the Drake.
I don't know, but
I
is it
think
the
he
guy
has a
that
really cool mustache.
Minshew? Gardner Minshew told us
Oh, fuck you, Brian.
Oh no. Well, I'm just trying to think.
I
So, I mean,
told you, motherfucker, Drake wasn't going to be as hot as people thought he was.
that's why you recommended us to draft him anymore.
Yeah, over Nick Chubb.
Okay. All
I
right.
know you didn't want Nick Chubb, but I did say that Drake wasn't going to be as hot as what people thought.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I'm not putting it past you. You are the gut, dude. So you have these instincts. DJ Hawkinson, TJ Hawkinson, 7 targets. What do you think? I mean, he didn't lose his target share whenever Galladay came back.
Yeah. Also, Galladay wasn't totally back 100%. So I mean that you gotta think about that there.
7 targets, scored a touchdown. Didn't seem
Yeah.
too hampered. Yeah. So
I,
so
I mean, I'll still roll with Hawkinson if I had him because he hasn't let you down. Why would you pivot if he hasn't let you down?
oh yeah. He's getting at least 50 receiving yards in 3 straight games. So yeah, you're right about that. All right. Any more that we wanted to talk about? Chase Edmonds? Nothing. Well, I mean, we're worried about Chase Edmonds. No. Okay. All right. Moving on.
The Dallas Cowboys played the Seattle Seahawks, and Russell Wilson threw for 5 touchdowns this game.
Yeah, he sure did. You mean Chef Unlimited?
Chef Unlimited, indeed.
Yeah, that's what we nicknamed him while you were gone, Ethan, because he's cooking. So he's Chef Unlimited. Yeah, back-to-back games, man, with 5 touchdown passes. Oh my gosh, dude! And he's playing against the Miami Dolphins next week. God help them. So
More than likely. So I guess I can see a world where Fitzmagic hangs with him because the Seattle's. I mean, if there's one thing we've seen, I mean, target the secondary of
Yep.
Seahawks because they give it up, man. So
yeah, that's one thing I was really concerned about with the Seattle defense is that, especially in this game coming up, because they have, what was it, Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, probably Gesicki. They can get. They were getting picked apart. The secondary was. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. But the biggest takeaway, of course, is Chris Carson, man. Getting alligator rolled.
yeah, so dirty.
Yeah, but it said that he's not that it's not a major thing. And when I looked it up, like if it's a minor pull, then it's 2 to 4 weeks max, for to be out. But they were saying that it was so minor that he might actually play against Miami. Carlos Hyde, is that somebody that you'd be interested in if Carson is out?
Yeah,
No.
I would, especially with Miami, because I mean, as much as I get, Fitzpatrick is so Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You could get the Fitzpatrick that can't hit the broadside of a barn, and they go 3-and-out all the time. He throws pick, and they could. Russ might not have to be unlimited in this game. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So do you think that because Fitzpatrick did so well last game, Do you think that this is probably the game, like a game where he's going to throw in a donkey?
You know, man, I don't want to speak it into existence because then like it'll know to go the opposite of what I'm saying. I think if I had to pick, I would say this is a game where he does not deliver.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So pick between these two guys. I'm going to give you stats, and you tell me which guy is which. All right, Connor. All right, ran 20 routes and got 2 receiving touchdowns. Okay, they're both on the Cowboys, and the other one got 138 receiving yards and 6 receptions. Okay, which one is Cedric Wilson? Which one's Michael Gallup?
Cedric Wilson is the one that caught the 2 touchdowns. The other one with the yards is Michael Gallup.
Would you even guess that was? I mean, like Cedric Wilson? What?
Who?
Exactly. Yeah. But Michael Gallup, dude. I mean, people like drafted him thinking a lot. I mean, is this time to sell high? You know, to get off the Gallup tree or gallop off him? Hey, look how I did that. Ethan.
I mean, Gallup just hasn't looked great so far this year. Amari Cooper, so they probably got one guy on Cooper, got one guy on Gallup, keeping him locked down. Double up on Amari Cooper, and then this Wilson guy is out there. They probably don't give a crap about him, and so that's who Dak is hitting, right? I think that I'm not going to go out there and pick him up off waivers at this point. I think he just happened to blow up this game because that was a wide receiver that they weren't picking up.
Yeah. Well, I like how Connor likes to toot his own horn. I did say about Gallup that CeeDee Lamb was going to eat into his production, and he certainly has. Connor, how big of a lesson did DK Metcalf learn whenever he was running for that touchdown?
I think it's going to be a one-time thing for him. I don't think he's going to do that again.
Yeah, huge lesson, right? Oh my gosh, because he was kind of feeling himself, He was like, I'm the man. He was strutting, had the ball hanging out like a loaf of bread. There you go, fumbled it right out. Yeah, so
that was so fun to watch.
It was. I like DK Metcalf and I like Russell Wilson. So it was no hate towards those guys. It's just, if there's any hate in this game, it's towards the Cowboys. I dislike the Cowboys greatly. That's why I haven't said anything about Zeke, because why? And so, other than the fact he's awesome, but that, whatever. DK Metcalf, though, the thing I enjoyed the most, dude, was the fact that he was showboating. And the next thing you know, the ball's going past him into the end zone. That was funny.
I love
All right.
In a league I played someone who had Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett.
Oh my gosh. How'd you do?
I don't think you have to. I think you can figure out how that turned out.
All right. Anything to add, Connor? Moving on.
He said no.
Yeah, he said no.
Yeah, for those who can't read the Packers
podcast, dude. People are on
that's
the
very true.
high volume music radio app.
And thank you for listening, guys, and listening to my soft, soothing voice. Speaking of soothing voices, the New Orleans Saints are going to need one to help them feel better about where they are right now. They're 1-2, and they lost to the Packers. And okay, I will say, I was watching this game. The refs did not want the Saints to win this game.
Agreed.
I mean, there was that one play where like they went for it on 4th down and they were like a yard short, and the refs tried moving the ball and acting like it was a 1st down.
Yeah, that was a bad spot. I agree with you on that one,
and
man.
You just saw Matt LaFleur's face. It looks like he's looking at him like, yeah. Look, I gave you guys the 20,000. Just
Oh my gosh. Look at that, dude. Oh, skullduggery in New Orleans. Listen to that. Yeah. Who would you guess if I asked you to name on any of the Packers that was going to be the highest scoring offensive skill player on the Green Bay Packers? Who would you say?
Last week when we were talking, who's it going to be in Devontae Adams' absence? I I think we all kind of unanimously said Lazard, right?
Lazard over Jones.
Okay. Not talking. I thought we were talking about wide receivers.
I said the highest scoring offensive skill player.
Yeah, I would have still gone. I did not think Jones was going to have a great game against the Saints. I didn't think that was going to happen, and I thought it was going to be a high scoring affair. Personally, even though I started Jones, he was in the flex.
Oh yeah, you're going to start him.
Yeah, but no, it was going to be a receiver, and I think we all agreed Lazard last week, right? I mean, that's
6 receptions for 146 yards and a touchdown. Would say that you would agree with you too. Yeah. On 8 targets. That was a team leading 8 targets. How about MVS, man? Marquez Valdez,
Scantling.
Do you drop him? Try to trade him, bench him? What do you do? I mean, they have Atlanta coming up next week.
I would start him, man. And in the flex, if you need that spot, definitely. If Devontae Adams is not back, Lazard is one of your starting wide receivers. Against Atlanta, I'd also definitely have Jones, but man, Lazard. And let me just say, we've been talking about the Packers, and like on the show and in conversation, like, are they for real? Are they for real? I think this game against the Saints, that's their prove it, right? That's their what was the major league reference?
Oh, Joe Boo game.
Yeah, that was the Joe Boo game right there. That was, and they proved it.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, but yeah, they did do a good job, and I think that was the only time I peeked over at the New Orleans Saints defense because I was curious to see what it is. And dude, Green Bay is making every defense go into negatives. It's like when you see Green Bay, that's what I'll tell you about Tampa Bay. Just don't do it. Don't start your defense against them. They're just in this weird, Aaron Rodgers is mad, because of the slight, I'm assuming, from the coaching staff about the draft and all that stuff. So, the Saints, Alvin Kamara, he seemed to be the biggest beneficiary from Thomas being out.
Yeah, and Drew Brees just not having an arm this year.
Yeah, he's gone noodle. He's gone full noodle. You can't go full noodle.
Is like too low. Every single that the guy's going down for the ball.
He has a projectile function problem.
They got pills for that. Connor, who's the one that fumbled? That kind of on the Saints. To give the ball over to the Packers.
Voldemort.
Yeah, 7. Woohoo! Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Dude, it's a little things a lot. Yeah,
it's little things.
The Voldemort. One more time.
I love it. For the people.
Yeah.
For the people. We need it.
Yes. Yeah. Dude, the Voldemort streak lives.
So,
Jared Cook, man, he left with a groin injury, dude. It's unfortunate, especially for an older player, a bigger, older player. But the one that seems to benefit was Emmanuel Sanders, man. He only got, like in the first half, he only got 1 target. But then whenever Cook went out, then that's when he got 4 targets, man. So he actually might be somebody that might be worth rostering now if Cook is out.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? Will Lutz was awesome. I mean, there's any other things to talk about?
No.
Nope.
Moving on.
So the last game, the Chiefs they made work of the Ravens. It wasn't that close. I had Kelsey and Marquise Brown. They both sucked. The Ravens' backfield sucked.
How did Kelsey do? Talk to me. What was his?
He didn't get 20 points, which is what he needed to do.
Oh, so he stunk because he didn't get you the 20 points.
That's what Kelsey's supposed to do.
Okay.
Mahomes went absolutely bonkers. 40 points, at least in the ESPN league I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill had a great game. Edwards-Helaire was all right. Lamar Jackson was just, in terms of Lamar Jackson, it was a bust. And you look at top offensive performers, the top was Lamar Jackson with like 14 points. Well,
the first touchdown that they scored, I don't think it was the only one, right? But the first one they scored was that amazing return, which was great to see.
By Duvernay.
Yeah, there you go, double D. Yeah, 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 yeah. He's a rookie and he scored, dude. That was pretty awesome. Um, Patrick Mahomes is just so fun to watch. I mean, they just do such creative things. I mean, he's really is a good guy. I mean, I'm looking at Kelsey, and yeah, I know you're expecting 20 points like he did for you last game, Connor, but 11, in a half point PPR, 11.7. I mean, 7 targets, 6 receptions, 87 yards. Didn't get a touchdown, but I mean, it was those numbers like that gave me the confidence to try to start Dallas Goedert. So now, of course, the previous game when they played against the Chargers, he got 14 targets, but against Baltimore, that's pretty good. That defense, even though that they looked a little lackluster, like we were talking about, Doc, whenever we were texting about how Eclair looked, they kind of was like missing a step almost, dude. So, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
yeah. So, but Butker, how about Butker, man, missing those field goals? That was weird.
yeah. That was bizarre. Definitely not something that you're gonna. I don't know. Someone, I think it was one of the announcers mentioned that it's like he read something about the matchup between him and Justin, and it got into his head like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was him and the other. They were both like the number 2 kickers of all time, or like that. And it got into his head.
That's unfortunate. But it was a fun game to watch. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is amazing. So, yeah, but the fullback scored. One thing that I was a little concerned about was I did not see Eclair's not being a goal line running back. He just doesn't have that. To get, he not yet anyway. He's the, I mean, maybe when he gets older, he'll be able to gets a little more strength in him. He'll be able to do that. So, yeah. Anything to add on that game, Connor?
No.
No. Okay. Since this is like the last show or the show right before you do the waiver wire, I'm just gonna go ahead and do like we did last time, guys. I have a list of names here. Just the waiver wire priority list. I'm just gonna bounce back and forth. You guys tell me when I mention a name, high, medium, or low. What you're thinking. We'll start with you, Connor. Carlos Hyde.
Low.
Okay. Doc, Jeff Wilson Jr.
Medium.
Medium? Yeah, sounds like it was a good idea. Connor, Justin Jefferson.
High.
Okay. Then Doc, Jimmy Graham.
Low.
Connor, Mo Alley Cox.
Medium.
Medium. Okay. And then Ethan, Anthony Miller.
Medium.
All right. And okay, Connor, Brandon Ayuk.
I'm mad. that's I'm mad at that. That's not even a low. It's worse than that.
Oh, so it's not even you're turning your back on him.
If I was at a restaurant and like a plate of that food was given to me, I would like throw it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go.
So now he's gonna do great next week.
That's awesome. Yeah. Doc T. Higgins from Cincinnati, the wide receiver that's kind of taken over for the Auden Tate role.
Medium.
Okay. And Connor, Drew Sample. Next 5 games, he gets Jacksonville, Baltimore, Indianapolis, Cleveland, and Tennessee.
Who does he play for?
Well, he plays for your beloved Cincinnati Bengals.
What position does he play? I don't know who that is.
Oh, tight end. Yeah. Well, yeah.
The Bengals have such a good tight. No, I have 3 tight ends. I'm not picking up the tight ends.
Okay, well, not for you, but for the people, man. Anybody that might be tight end.
Mo Alley Cox is out there. The Dallas Cowboys guy is out there. He's a better option than the Bengals guy.
Okay. Would you say that the Dallas Do you know who the Dallas Cowboy guy is? Schultz.
No, and he's
Schultz. Yeah.
Well, now
yeah.
I do.
Okay, medium or high? Low?
Low.
Low? Okay, then we'll use that instead of Drew Sample since you kind of like turned your nose up.
Well, I don't know who he is. He hasn't. I mean.
Well, okay. In the Monday night game, Uzama was just tearing it up. and
And
this
then
was
he got injured.
against Cleveland, right? And then Drew Sample took over, and then he was tearing it up. But then the last game, Drew Sample, this past game, he only got like 0.9 points.
Yeah, that sounds just like a good tight end matchup to me.
Okay, all right. That's not a good idea. Doc, Rex Burkhead, if James White isn't there.
Medium.
Okay. All right. I have Deshaun Jackson here, but he's hurt. So no. So that was before I found out about that. So, so Connor, I'll run to you. Greg Ward.
No, low.
Low. Okay. And last one, Doc, Hunter Renfro.
Medium.
Medium. Okay.
That one I'm a high on for next week.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm glad you chirped in on. So I'm assuming, that both you guys agreed with each other's assessments of each guy's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Y'all said it at the same time. You went, that's awesome. Yeah, coordinated. That's fantastic. All right. Well, we made it through, guys. The week 3 wrap up. Yeah, so hopefully you guys won. If you didn't win, hopefully we gave you some information on the waiver wire that you can take a look at. The priorities are also based on your team needs. If you need a wide receiver, you put that priority a little high. So we record this on Monday night, and so we have it up on for you guys Tuesday morning. So I hope you guys having a fantastic Tuesday morning, and hopefully it'll get you a jump on those waiver wires and help you make a decision on what you need to get, what you don't need to get. And keep in mind that we do a show on Wednesday night, so we'll have it up on Thursday. So in a couple of days you'll be seeing our smiley faces, talking to you guys about start sit. So, and hopefully the doc. Will you be there? Will we be undocked or?
Yes, I think the doc will be here.
Okay, awesome. If not, then the fans are going to get a all muscle show again. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. Fantastic. So that's awesome. Okay, so look for us on Thursday morning. We'll have the start sit show. Help you get ready for Thursday night's game and also for the weekend. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and staying with us, listening to these 3, if you really enjoyed the show, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. Let us know you're out there and loving the show. We'd like to thank our supporters of the show, Sports Host app, and also High Volume Music Radio, the pride of Sunnyside, so make sure and download both of those apps. So parting shots, Ethan.
Stay the course. Week 4. It's going to be a good one.
Okay. Connor?
Kenyon Drake's exploding next week.
Awesome. And mine, as always, make sure to remember and figure out what's matchup proof and what's not matchup proof. And don't let the where you draft them sway that vote. Okay. See with your eyes. Everybody's the same. If you draft somebody in the first, they're the same as the 15th. The draft is over, guys. You can't look at things as what round you got. That's going to be poison. So make sure you know what's matchup proof, what's not matchup proof. That'd be my part shot. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Remember, everybody, in fantasy football, as in life, don't dream it, be it. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you in a couple of days.